standing right here downtown Philadelphia in front of City Hall. If you look way at the top of this building, you'll see William Penn. Now, William Penn was the founder of Pennsylvania. He's the son of a famous British admiral who discovered Bermuda. William was a bright student, studied at Oxford University, went on to study law. But when he was 22 years old, William was moved by a sermon preached by Thomas Lowe entitled "The Sandy Foundation Shaken." He was so touched that he gave up his promising career to live out his newfound faith. He converted to a Quaker, whom at that time they were often ridiculed and scorned for their beliefs. But William Penn declared in his treatise on the religion of the Quakers, "I do declare to the whole world that we believe the scriptures to contain a declaration of the mind and will of God in and to those ages in which they were written, being given forth by the Holy Ghost, moving in the hearts of holy men of God, that they ought also to be read, believed, and fulfilled in our day, being used for reproof and instruction, that the man of God may be perfect." Of course, we see the influence of 2 Timothy 3, verses 16 and 17 in his declaration. Now, Penn became a preacher of the Quaker faith and a writer. He also suffered harassment, persecution, and imprisonment. He was once imprisoned for over 8 months at the Tower of London. It was there he wrote his classic book, No Cross, No Crown. From that book, this line: "No pain, no palm, no thorns, no throne, no gall, no glory, no cross, no crown." Now, William Penn often traveled and preached with George Fox. He was the founder of Quakerism. He saw many persecuted for the faith during this time frame of his life. It was during this same time that his father, the famous admiral, died. Now, King Charles was in a great debt to the admiral, and being short on funds, he decided to pay the debt with a land grant in the Americas. In 1681, William Penn, as heir to his father's estate, received that land grant from King Charles II. It included all the land between New York and Maryland, and the following year, the Duke of York also gave Penn all the land that is now Delaware. So William named his new land Sylvania, which means woodland. But soon after, King Charles called it Pennsylvania, which would mean Penn's woodland. So on January 1st, 1681, William Penn wrote to a friend concerning the new land and declaring he would make and establish such laws as shall best preserve the true Christian and civil liberty in all opposition to all unchristian practices. I have obtained it and desire to keep it, that I may be not unworthy of his love. God that has given it to me through many difficulties will, I believe, bless it and make it the seed of a nation. One of his first acts was to make friends with the Indians. He insisted on buying the land from the Indians instead of just taking it. Because of always dealing fairly with them, his colonies were never attacked. In a letter to the Indians dated August 18th, 1681, he wrote this: "My friends, there is one great God and power that hath made the world and all things therein, to whom you and I and all people owe their being and well-being, and to whom you and I must one day give an account for all that we do in this world. This great God hath written his law in our hearts, by which we are taught and commanded to love and help and do good to one another, and not to do harm and mischief one unto another." Also, William Penn, who had experienced so much religious persecution for his faith in England, saw his colony as a land for religious freedom. Soon people of Christian faith and different denominations began to come. Penn put an emphasis on Christians working together in love, and that was demonstrated by Penn founding Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where we stand today. So this place where I'm at, Philadelphia, intentionally founded on biblical principles by William Penn. It's played such an important and impressive history in the forming of our great country, the United States of America.